JUSO is finally a singles champion in WWE, and he has understandably had an emotional reaction. The Yeet Master won the Intercontinental Championship from Braun Breaker in the main event of this week's episode of Monday Night Raw. Following a long battle, USO pinned Breaker after hitting multiple spears and top rope splashes. As the show went off the air, he celebrated with the crowd before cutting a heartfelt promo. Shortly after Raw main event, Jay took to his official Instagram handle to send a message to his fans. USO's post was defiant as ever, stating that he told everyone a singles title win was coming. Now that the journey is over, it will be interesting to see what's next for JUSO following Raw. The new Intercontinental Champion has a potential bloodline reunion coming up as well, so WWE may have some big plans for him in the coming months. Meanwhile, Triple H has a huge job on his hands to keep Braun Breaker strong and ensure he isn't forgotten following his 51-day title reign. What happens next is anybody's guess. JUSO's win on WWE Raw for the Intercontinental Championship was a moment that resonated deeply with fans, wrestlers, and the WWE Universe as a whole. After years of standing in the shadow of his family, especially alongside his brother Jimmy in the legendary tag team, the USOs, and enduring the complexities of the Bloodline saga, Jay's moment of solo triumph felt like the culmination of an emotional and personal journey. Hours after his monumental victory, JUSO took to social media to post an emotional message, reflecting on his journey, the people who supported him, the challenges he faced, and the deep sense of pride he felt holding the Intercontinental Championship. In this heartfelt post, Jay didn't hold back. His words came from a place of raw emotion, pride, and most importantly, gratitude. JUSO's emotional post began with a simple yet powerful statement. "I did it for me this time." For years, Jay had been fighting for his family, his bloodline, and for his brother Jimmy. Together, the USOs were one of the greatest tag teams in WWE history. They fought for each other and for the pride of their Samoan heritage, always representing their family's legacy. But this time, his victory was different. This wasn't about the bloodline, about proving something to Roman Reigns, or even about making his family proud. This victory was for JUSO, the man who fought tooth and nail to step out of the shadows and prove to the world and to himself that he was more than just a tag team specialist. This was for the man who had been labeled as the right-hand man of Roman Reigns, the man who endured emotional and physical battles that pushed him to his limits, and the man who, after everything, stood tall on WWE Raw as the Intercontinental Champion. This one was for me, for every moment I doubted myself, for every time I thought about giving up. This was for the kid who grew up watching his family dominate this business and wondered if he'd ever get his shot. JUSO's emotional post didn't shy away from the pain he's experienced on his journey. He acknowledged the difficulties of standing in the shadow of a family that's not just well-known, but iconic in the world of professional wrestling. As part of the legendary Anoa'i family, Jay had big shoes to fill from day one. While he and Jimmy excelled as a tag team, there was always a lingering question in Jay's mind. Could he make it on his own? He spoke about the highs and lows of his career, the frustrations of always being seen as part of a unit, and the doubts that crept in when he had to face Roman Reigns in a high-stakes, emotionally charged feud. In that storyline, Jay was forced to submit to Roman's will and accept his place within the bloodline, a role that came with both physical punishment and emotional scars. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. There were days I didn't think I could keep going. Days when the weight of it all felt like too much. When you're fighting against your own family, against the people who are supposed to lift you up, it breaks something inside of you. But I kept going. I kept fighting. I had to. For Jay, the battles with Roman Reigns were not just about championships or main event spots. They were battles for his soul, for his dignity, and for his identity outside of the family hierarchy that Roman had imposed. Jay's struggle was about standing up for himself, not just as a wrestler, but as a man. And now, holding the Intercontinental Championship in his hands, it was clear that his perseverance had finally paid off. Jey Uso's message was also filled with immense gratitude for the WWE Universe. As he reflected on his journey, he made it clear that the fans' support was what had kept him going through the toughest of times. To everyone who's been with me through this ride, thank you. From day one, y'all have had my back. You've been with me through the good, the bad, and everything in between. You believed in me when I didn't believe in myself. Jay acknowledged the fans who cheered for him during his conflicts with Roman, the fans who rooted for him during his emotional promo battles, and the fans who stood by him when it felt like the odds were always stacked against him. In WWE, the audience plays a crucial role in shaping a wrestler's career, and Jay's relationship with the fans was a key factor in his success. He went on to describe how the fans' energy pushed him to dig deeper, to fight harder, and to ultimately reach the moment where he could finally raise the Intercontinental Championship high above his head. There were nights when I left that ring feeling defeated, broken. But then I'd hear y'all cheering, chanting USO, and it reminded me why I keep going. Y'all have been the real ones, and this win, it's for you as much as it's for me. In the most emotional part of his post, Jay addressed his family, specifically his brother Jimmy. As part of the USOs, Jimmy and Jay had shared nearly every major moment of their wrestling careers together. But this moment was different. This was Jay's time, and he expressed a bittersweet feeling about not having Jimmy by his side for this part of the journey. Jimmy, you know I love you. We've done it all together, and I wouldn't be here without you. But this right here, this is for both of us. I know you're proud. I know you've got my back. And when the time's right, we'll be back at it, dominating like only the USOs can. But right now, this is for me to prove something. To prove that Jey Uso can stand on his own. This heartfelt message to Jimmy resonated with fans who had watched the brothers' bond evolve over the years. While their time as a tag team was far from over, Jay made it clear that this chapter was about him proving himself as an individual, a journey he knew his brother supported every step of the way. Jay's post ended with a look toward the future. As Intercontinental Champion, Jey Uso knows that the road ahead will be filled with challenges, but he's ready for whatever comes his way. His victory wasn't just a moment of celebration, it was the beginning of a new chapter in his career, one where he's determined to prove that he can be a fighting champion. I know this ain't gonna be easy. I know there's gonna be people coming for this title for me, trying to knock me down. But I ain't backing down. I've been through too much to stop now. I'm ready for whatever comes next. This is just the beginning. Jey Uso's emotional message after his Intercontinental Championship win was a powerful reminder of the hard work, pain, and passion that goes into being a WWE superstar. His journey from tag team greatness to solo success is one that has inspired countless fans, and his words serve as a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. As Jay basks in the glory of his hard-fought victory, one thing is clear. The USO era as a tag team legend may have been legendary, but the era of Jey Uso, the solo champion, is just getting started.